Hey friends, so we're winding down on the Kevin Henkes books, and today I'm going to read one called Owen. And I don't think there's any characters that you've met before in this book, but it's still a pretty cute book. I like it. And it won the Caldecott Medal. If you can see right here, the Caldecott Medal is for one of the best picture books. And this book won for the great illustrations. So, Owen by Kevin Henkes. Here he is with his favorite blanket. Owen had a fuzzy yellow blanket. He'd had it since he was a baby. He loved it with all his heart. Fuzzy goes where I go, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Upstairs, downstairs, in between, inside, outside, upside down. Fuzzy likes what I like, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Orange juice, grape juice, chocolate milk, ice cream, peanut butter, applesauce cake. Look how dirty that blanket is. I don't think he ever lets it go. Isn't he getting a little old to be carrying that thing around? Said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the blanket fairy? Owen's parents had not. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. So the blanket fairy, do you think that might be kind of like the tooth fairy where you leave something and they take it away and you get something in return? Maybe. So that night, Owen's parents told Owen to put Fuzzy under his pillow. In the morning, Fuzzy would be gone, but the blanket fairy would leave an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific big boy gift in its place. Look at Owen's eyes. Do you think he likes the idea of his Fuzzy disappearing? Somehow I don't think he does. Owen stuffed Fuzzy inside his pajama pants and went to sleep. Look at him. He's stuffing the blanket in his pajama pants. Do you think the blanket fairy is going to be able to find it? And who is the blanket fairy anyway? No blanket fairy, said Owen in the morning. And look, he's showing the blankets in his pajamas. No kidding, said Owen's mother. No wonder, said Owen's father. They probably went to look for it and they couldn't find it. And they didn't want to wake him up, of course. Fuzzy's dirty, said Owen's mother. Fuzzy's torn and ratty, said Owen's father. No, said Owen, Fuzzy's perfect. And Fuzzy was. Fuzzy played Captain Plunger with Owen. Fuzzy helped Owen become invisible. Look at his eyes again. He really doesn't like the idea of getting rid of his blanket. And then look at him there. He's playing with the plunger in the bathroom. Yuck. And Fuzzy was essential when it came to nail clippings and haircuts and trips to the dentist. Can't be a baby forever, said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the vinegar trick? Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. So, in case you don't know what vinegar is, sometimes people use it to clean. Sometimes they use it to put in salad dressings. And it has a really, really strong smell. And it doesn't really taste that great if you're not used to it. And so she's telling them to put some of that on his blanket so it'll taste bad and smell bad. When Owen wasn't looking, his father dipped Owen's favorite corner of Fuzzy into a jar of vinegar. Owen sniffed it and smelled it and sniffed it. He picked a new favorite corner. See, look at the look on his face. He's smelling it like, ugh, what's that? Then he rubbed the smelly corner all over his sandbox, buried it in the garden, and dug it up again. Good as new, said Owen. It's all dirty, but he doesn't care. Doesn't smell like vinegar anymore. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy anymore, but Owen didn't mind. He carried it, and he wore it, and he dragged it. He sucked it, and he hugged it, and he twisted it. He really, really loves that blanket. It really makes him feel good. Just think how dirty it must be. Ugh, yucky. What are we going to do? Asked Owen's mother. School is starting soon, said Owen's father. Can't bring a blanket to school, said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of saying no? Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. I have to bring Fuzzy to school, said Owen. No, said Owen's mother. Nope, said Owen's father. Owen buried his face in Fuzzy. He started to cry, and he would not stop. It is true that I don't see a lot of children bringing blankets to school that they carry around everywhere, at least. Don't worry, said Owen's mother. It'll be all right, said Owen's father. And then suddenly Owen's mother said, "Oh, I have an idea." It was an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific idea. First she snipped, then she sewed, then she snipped and sewed some more. So what do you think she's doing? She's cutting and sewing and cutting and sewing and cutting and sewing. Snip, 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 sew, sew, sew. Dry your eyes, wipe your nose. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Look what she did. She cut them into little pieces, almost like little washcloths that size, or little handkerchiefs. Now Owen carries one of his not-so-fuzzy handkerchiefs with him wherever he goes. So look, they're little ones. So now he can take them to school, but they fit in his pocket or in his backpack. So it doesn't make him look like, it makes him look kind of like more of a big boy. And Mrs. Tweezers doesn't say a thing. Look, she has one too. I like this story. As you know, I like all of Kevin Henkes' stories. So when I was a little girl, I had a special stuffed lamb. Of course, her name was Lammy, and she was yellow. And I had her until I was a grown-up. And then I also had a stuffed bear. His name was Teddy. He was blue, which is my favorite color, and I had him until I was a grown-up. So tell me if you like the story, and tell me what if you have a special animal or maybe a special blanket yourself or something that you really like to hold on to or sleep with. Tell me all about it. All right, happy reading, friends.